Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is a Monday view and we are taking a look at the Derwent drawing pencils. These are the pencils that were chosen for the week. However, we're only going to use them for one picture, and then the next picture we're going to choose a different one. We're going to use a different pencil for every different picture because I'm going to be coloring a lot this next 2 weeks. So doing them all with just the Derwent drawing pencils, not something I want to do. Now, there is a fairly good selection of fantastic earth tones. However, if you want something to be bright and cheery and that sort of thing, you're not going to get a lot of ability, though I did manage to completely color an entire page. Which I was really surprised I did, and quite pleased with the way it turned out. It does have its bright and cheery. However, the greens that I would have normally used on the grasses and that sort of thing just weren't there. But I was actually able to color an entire page with it, and I'm still very surprised that I was able to. So they, like I said, they have a great selection of those earthy tones, the brown reds, the light, the dark gray purples, that sort of thing. It'd be an awesome set to do some darker skin tones with, and that sort of thing. Woods, absolutely fantastic. Water, like you can tell, it does really well with water, and of course, night skies and stuff like that. Like I said, I was really surprised that I was able to do the entire page and have it look good with just these pencils. So the Derwent drawing pencils is a set of pencils that blend very, very nicely. They are a little bit drier. We're going to do a little bit of testing on them because I haven't done any testing. I do know that they smudge because, me and my hands. I have smudged them. So we're not going to be able to do a rainbow or anything like that, but we will do a water testing as well as a smudge testing. Excuse me. And that sort of thing. So let's get some circles drawn here. I'm just going to use a small circle because I am predicting the outcome of this. They are a really good pencil. Excuse me, I got a tickle in my throat. Won't go away now. They're a fantastic pencil for addition to another pencil. But somebody, Miss Ashley, said I had to use the pencil I chose, so I did. So this one here we're going to do as wet. This one we're going to do as smudge. And then we're going to do a couple of blending. We're not going to be able to get a rainbow blend, but I will show you how the colors do blend together. We've got some browns and that sort of thing that we can blend together, as well as some blues. So, all right, so let's start with a red tone. Let's go with a yellow tone first. So this one here is yellow ochre. I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera so you can actually see what I'm doing. And as you can see, they take very little to cover the whole area, and they're very, very, very smooth. I'm putting absolutely no pressure on these pencils whatsoever. Very, very, very bright. Well, it's a brown yellow, but it's still a yellow. I'm going to use this red, yeah, Venetian red. I'm going to give it a sharpen. think in that picture I used almost every single pencil in this set. I think there was a couple that I didn't use. This isn't as red as I wanted it to be, but that's okay. It'll do. You know, I could get a bit of a messed up rainbow out of it. I wouldn't say I'm going to get a great rainbow out of it. Alright, and then we're going to do a blue. So we're going to use the ink blue. And I should have sharpened it, but oh well. It is a 24 set. No. Yeah. Yeah. 24. And it only comes in 24. It is meant to be a smaller set. I wouldn't mind them adding new colors to it, but you know. They have other sets. And I think that they would go pretty well with the Pro colors that I got for my birthday. So I will be trying that with them, putting them with the Pro colors. And I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to wipe that away. And then I'm going to take my water brush here. And it doesn't move too much with the, a little bit. The yellow doesn't move with the water. I was expecting it to move a lot more than it is. The red is moving a little tiny bit. And same with the blue, just a little bit. I was expecting it to move a whole lot more than that. It's not enough to be overly concerned with. Now we're going to do the same thing on the smudge test. We're going to use the yellow. I'm just coloring it the same way I would on a page. And today's a good day for a smudge test because I'm having some tummy issues, so my chemicals in my body are up. So today's a good day to do a smudge test. This is Venetian Red. And we'll also test out some blenders on them as well, the Caran d'Ache as well as the Derwent blender. The reason why I use these two blenders is because it's what they're my go-to. I prefer the Derwent blender for certain things, and I prefer the Caran d'Ache for other things. Now the Caran d'Ache does seal, put a layer of wax over top of things to seal them in a little bit better. So I do tend to reach for the Caran d'Ache more than the Derwent, especially if I want to use stickles or something. Just giving the ink blue a sharpen here. They're a lovely set of pencils, and they're fantastic for those dark pages, and to give that vintage kind of feel to a page, they're absolutely fantastic for that as well. I am one that likes big sets. I need all the colors. I'm still going to pat myself on the back. I was able to do less with, or do more with less. So dusted them off. Now I'm going to use my fingers and we're going to smudge. And absolutely it smudges. And like I said, I already knew that it did because I made a mess earlier. So I already knew that it smudged, but I wanted to show you that it does smudge. So make sure that you use your blender or whatever it is you're going to use to avoid touching areas that you have colored in. Now we're going to take 3 different colors here: terracotta, sanguine, and Mars orange. And we're going to go from dark to light. So I'm going to, these are all very close colors, so they should blend together very nicely. Just sharpening up this one. All right, so we've got terracotta first. And I'm just building that layer. I can go heavier on these. It's not going to hurt them, and it will cover quicker. But you can either build up the color or you can just mash it into the page if you want to. I'm not one for mashing a whole lot, so. Alright, so we've built that color up. And then the next one is, nope, this one, sanguine. And as you can see, once you go over the darker color with the lighter color will take it over. So if you don't want that lighter color taking over, of course, go light to dark. Just going to put a tail there. And I'm just going to bring that together with one layer of the other color here. Finishing that off. And then we have the Mars orange. And then we're going to take that sanguine again, and we're just going to fill that in like so. Now, as you can see, the Mars orange is a little bit lighter than the sanguine, and the sanguine is a little bit lighter than the terracotta, but they do blend beautifully together. Now, for this one here, we're going to do some blues, blend some blues, because there's 3 different blues in here as well, and we're going to go from light to dark. So we're going to start with Soloway Blue. Really pretty light blue. And then we have Smoke Blue, which has more of a light blue gray feel to it. And then I'm just going to blend that edge in there. And then we're going to do our ink blue. Like so. And then we'll put our edge in here. Alright, so as you can tell, going from lightest to darkest, you get more of that heavier edge than you do going from dark to light. We're also going to use this one to test our blender pencils. So start in your light area. And as you can see, those edges get blended right together, creating that blend. Removing as much of the hard edge as possible there. And that's with the Derwent blender. Alright. So there we have it. The Derwent blender, of course, works very, very nicely with this set of pencils. Now we're going to do the same thing with the Caran d'Ache blender, but we're going to go the opposite. No, we're going to go the same way. So we're going to start with the light Soloway blue. Now remember, you have to put down enough pigment for the blenders to pick up. Otherwise, it's just going to peel your color off the page. We want enough there for it to move around. So I'm just going to put down a good layer. And then we have our next one here, which is smoke blue. Sorry for the lateness of this video. Like I said, I'm not feeling very good, so my tummy has decided that it just is going to have protests. But it puts me behind schedule every time it does. It drives me crazy. Alright. And then we're going to do our ink blue. Not only does the blender blend your colors together, but it also covers all of that white spot. So if you want that white spot to be there, make sure that you don't press so hard on your blender so that you can blend without completely removing the white spot. Alright, just going to clean off my Caran d'Ache blender, excuse me. And again, we're going to start in the light area. My Caran d'Ache blender is really small, so. And we're going to work into that smoke blue. And then into So as you can see, the Caran d'Ache blender also blended very, very nicely. But it also moved a lot of that darker blue into that lighter blue area, where the other one did not. Now that also makes it non-movable. You can't move that around. Where up here, it is possible for you to end up moving some of that. So personally, I would use either one of them work very, very nicely. I know the Caran d'Ache also brightens things up a lot more. As you can see here, you can see that dark blue a lot more than up here. But other than that, both work fantastically, either the Caran d'Ache or the Derwent blender. Now, let's switch it back over here. So the pencils themselves are named and numbered with a six, like a 4-digit number. So I didn't put the numbers on the chart, just the names. I just find that I do believe it goes that way. But they are all named and numbered. So with a huge difference in the numbers, like 3810, 3720, you know, big jumps. So it was confusing to me, so I didn't put them on there. All right, guys, so that is the Derwent drawing pencils. I know I said that we were going to do some coloring or some reading in the Karen Myers book. Unfortunately, like I said, I am not feeling all that great, so unfortunately, I'm just not going to be able to do that today. I may do that as a special thing in a separate video on a separate day. The Derwent drawing pencils, I will put this chart in the description below the video. And I will, of course, see you guys for Monday Night Live. And, of course, in Tanya's video, which should be coming up shortly. Remember, the hashtag Mystical Lands in May marathon is going on right now. And make sure that you check out the schedule in the description here and go and hang out with everybody. There are some giveaways going on, and some of the YouTubers are adding their own giveaways, which is fantastic. So make sure that you go hang out and check things out. All right, guys, with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for watching. I do apologize for cutting this one short. And I will see you guys all at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, bye-bye for now.